Welcome. I think you're going to see a big difference in these videos. I now have if you caught my Instagram story and understood what the heck I was saying, I do have a new gimbal for my phone and this handy dandy microphone so you guys can hear what I'm saying. Welcome if you're new here. And welcome back if you're not. This is Minnie's Soaps and Homestead YouTube channel. And I'm really trying here. I'm trying to add in more content that relates my business to this channel. I know I do talk some on there about it, but I added some soap making. I'm going to add in some soap making content on this day in the life. And so right now, I have finished making soap as I'm making this intro, and I'm sitting down to my probably cold coffee and doing this intro. So, um, and then I'll try to get some more day in the life type things in this vlog for you. My last one was some plant care content and some refreshing of my altar, that type of thing. And today it's a soap making day. It's Tuesday. I don't know when this is gonna be uploaded, but it's Tuesday. So there is another council meeting. I talked about my propensity for watching council meetings and keeping in tune with what's going on in my area. Um, Especially these days, they're discussing the budget, and that impacts my life quite a bit. So, yeah, this is your intro with my new gimbal and my microphone, and I will come back at it later on, and maybe give you some thoughts on the council meeting that I'm going to be watching. Who knows? If you're liking this, give it a like and a comment, and maybe tell your friends because it would really help a girl out to have some more subscribers. So I'm going to go. The council meeting will start in about half an hour, and I have a couple of things that I need to do beforehand. So I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Watch it till the end if you can. I know. Okay, bye. First soap pot on right there. You're going to notice a difference in my videos. I have a new gimbal. So we're making soap, and I realize I don't talk much on my YouTube channel about how my soaps connect to what we're doing on Homestead 2. So yeah, we're making soap today. And this one, we're going to make one called Gentle Turning, a nod to like the turning of the wheel. So if you are a um, a pagan or a witch, or someone who leans towards those type of things, we say there is a wheel for the year, and it turns. The wheel is turning, and so that gives us our different seasons. So Gentle Turning has orange, ylang ylang, lavender, and vanilla ole resin. Excuse me, I need a drink. And I am putting in orange balm. So I grow this here on Homestead 1. Eventually, it will grow on Homestead 2. All of the herbs that I use in my products, I grow myself. And a lot of the other things come from very local sources too. But yeah, herbs, they come from me. I grow them. And I'm wanting to use more of them in my soaps. So we're using orange balm in Gentle Turning. And then we're going to make Sentinel. So I've been noticing a lot of Sentinel crows. So that's the crow that keeps a lookout for all the other crows, what's going on in the neighborhood, and they report back. They're just everywhere these days, and they've been hanging around outside of my house. I'm trying to make friends with them. Anyway, so this soap is called Sentinel. It has patchouli, vetiver, cedar, and bergamot, and we're gonna put in some echinacea petals from, of course, echinacea that I grew. And I've got my scents mixed up over here. So we're gonna go over here. And if you look down, we look down and over, there are my scents. So I mix my scents myself. They're my recipes. I am kind of a nerd for perfumery, and so I started making my own scent. And so I like to make them a bit complex. All right, so it's time to add my lye, and it's going to get a bit noisy. Alrighty, so yeah, sorry, I had to cut away doing that. It's a bit tricky. It's really tricky. So, and it's tricky, kind of tricky, like dangerous. So I've got my soap in my pots cooking. So originally, way back when I started, when I really started, the first soap that I sold was Melt and Pour, to get to know how soap behaves. And then that didn't last very long before I started to make soap, and I made cold process soap. Now, where I am from, just in the little space that I live in, there are 3 other soap makers that I know about, who are pretty well known. So making cold press is what they do. Cold process is what they do. So in order to stand out, I started to look at making hot process. And of course, like, I always tell people how I found my recipe was by reading a book. So I found this book, and it's sort of what inspired me to do all of the things that I'm doing right now. It was about a lady, and she had bought an old olive plantation homestead. So she and her family lived there, and she began to learn how to use all of the. I'm wearing oven mitt because this is very splashy. So it's like pasta sauce. It splashes up and burns you. So yes, the book. This lady, she had bought an old olive plantation homestead, and so she's goes through learning how to make use of everything she has come into possession of in this homestead. And so she has this leftover olive oil that isn't very good. So she starts to make her own soap, and she had the recipe for that soap in her book. So her book called for her recipe called for lard along with her subpar olive oil, and I don't like lard. I wouldn't use the lard that comes from the store because it has just so much unknowns. Like, you don't know the ratios of, what's in it for different fats, and so I modified the recipe to make it my own, in short. And I still don't use lard. I don't use a an animal fat in my soap, just because that's how I started out. So I modified the recipe, and then I wasn't really happy with the quality of the soap, the hardness of the soap, and the way that it behaved. So again, it went through a transformation, and I did some research on, of course, like who makes the best soap, who around the world makes the best soap, and a lot of people will argue that the French make the best soap because they're, I don't know, maybe you wouldn't argue that, but um, a lot of people would say the French and or so and so, but there's a technique called soul sife soap, and it is like a Scandinavian technique where you use a brine in your soap. So um, I learned that instead of making my own brine, I could use our ocean water. We're so close to the ocean here. I can drive just a few minutes and get all the ocean water that I need. So modified my recipe from there to be using ocean water, and that makes a harder, more long-lasting bar soap. It takes a bit to get to know the technique because even though all of the ocean water that harvest, I harvest at the same time, as it sits over time, it changes. So the salt content changes. And so every time I use it, I have to take note of what it looks like and how it reacts. With the lye, and that was a whole other learning curve for me. So learning how to modify the recipe as I go, and then I was making hot process in a slow cooker, and I did that for years because the slow cooker keeps the sides of the soap hot, and that's what you really need. That you need the sides to be the same temperature as the bottom, and it worked really well. But um, I went through a number of slow cookers right up until um, last year, and then I decided no more. I'm going to do it on the stove, and that was another learning curve for me. Um, and so here we are. And when the soap is on the stove, it is very technical, and you have to watch it so much because it could boil over and cause a grease fire. Right now, it is oils, it is not totally saponified. Um, and if it does boil over, could cause a grease fire because I have a gas range. You also have to watch your temperatures and adjust your temperatures accordingly. That means the difference between it burning. You have to stir it constantly. You have to watch it, and as it cooks, it splashes up like spaghetti sauce. And that usually I wear an apron, but I'm not wearing an apron right now. Um, but usually I wear an apron to do it because it just splashes now everywhere. And then I'm going to wrap this portion of my vlog up. I'm going to do like a day in the life, but here's a bit of my soap making day for you to see. So as it's cooking, I've got a few minutes. So adding these herbs that I grow at an optimal time to not destroy them completely when you put it in the heat is another technique or a technical thing that I had to really get used to and learn from. So I'm going to go and I'm going to finish making my soap. And of course, adding the scent at an optimal time to make use of it and not destroy the scent is another technical thing that I had to learn. So I'm going to go, I'm going to finish making my soap, and I will maybe pop on in a bit after it's made and talk a little bit about what it looks like and a few other things, a day in the life type vlog things. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go finish my soap. Bye bye. Alrighty, so I had to put on my apron, and I have my soap finished in the molds. So there it is. I know this says O and it's supposed to be gentle turning. I put O for some reason. I'm gonna change that in 2 seconds, but there it is, and you can see a little bit of the herbs in there. They smell amazing, and I am going to wash all of my, have to wash all of my equipment and put away all of my ingredients, and I'm gonna sit down and maybe do the intro to this, but I know I don't have my microphone on. It might not be as good of a quality of sound, but I just thought I'd update. The soaps are in the mold. We're moving right along. Good afternoon. Well, it's afternoon now. My phone died, and right now I record on my phone. So I've made my soap and I did the vlog intro, and now I'm just doing a check-in this afternoon. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I have I have a YouTube video of how to make door charms going in the background. And Sophie's laying next to me. And usually on nice days, we go out to wait for the bus at 2 o'clock. The bus doesn't come till 3, but it gives me incentive to have a bit of extra time outside. Now, today it's not nice outside, and I'm not feeling very well at all. Yeah, just not feeling it. I spent some time. I'm still, I don't know if I've said this on my short form vlogs or on here, but I acquired an a MacBook Air. And so I'm setting it up, and I just managed to get, my things, some things moved over, and I'm learning how to make my labels on there. I've got my email set up on there. And so I just spent some time doing that, and I didn't vlog that because I don't know. It's very frustrating for me, and I didn't think that you guys would really need to see it. Sorry, I lost my facial tracking. I still haven't done my dishes from making soap, and because I just sat down for lunch and then watched the council meeting, and you know how it goes. So yeah, my soap is cooling. I'm gonna cut that tomorrow morning, and I gotta do my dishes, and then I gotta make supper, and yeah. So it's that's kind of how it's gone today. Just went to do a little practice vlog with my new gimbal and my microphone. I want to get your feedback on how it turned out. I want to edit it and all of that fun stuff and see how it turns out. But basically, that's what we've been up to today, is just a practice vlog. Um, I hope you guys like this soap making portion, because I like to do a little bit more content on my soap making, my planning, that type of thing. Um, yeah, it's gray outside today, and so let's see. Let's finish this vlog. Let's finish it. Um, you don't need to watch me do my dishes or make my supper. So let's finish this vlog while I pace around my house, figure out what to say. Okay, let's finish it. Here we go. We're finishing this vlog this practice vlog. I'd love to get your feedback, because I have some exciting vlogs planned coming up, and my seed starting vlog will be coming up and that kind of thing. So I'd love to get your feedback on what you think about the tracking. So my gimbal tracks my face. I'd like to get your feedback on that, whether you like it or not, because I can turn it off. How do you find the microphone behaving? Is it helpful? And yeah, tell me what you want to see. I I don't know. My life is kind of boring right now, but it's going to get more exciting. I promise. I promise it's going to get more exciting. So yeah, give me your feedback. Thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you are, thank you. And if you've commented, thank you. I do try to get to all my comments. I'm really still learning. I just got the YouTube, you know, the app to get to the comments, and hopefully we can get onto the creator account. So yeah, give me a like, give me a subscribe. Exciting things are coming, I do promise. And yeah, I'll see you for a short form tomorrow when I cut soap. But for now, thank you for watching. I think you can tell by my voice that I'm just really not feeling the best today. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you when I see ya. Bye.